Oil prices are surging amid what experts are calling the worst energy crisis since the 1970s, thanks to Donald Trump's reckless and illegal war in Iran. For more on this, it's time for a closer look. Donald Trump has repeatedly insisted that he knows the key to bringing down inflation for everything, and it all comes down to energy.
We're going to bring down your energy costs, and with that, everything's going to follow. I will cut your energy prices in half within 12 months. That's going to bring everything down. I will cut your energy prices by 50%. Prices are going to come down, then everything else is going to start coming down, too. We're going to cut your energy prices, and that's going to be the beginning, and we're going to bring your cost of groceries, foods, everything, we're going to all come down. Within 12 months, all of your energy bills, your car, your air conditioning, your heating, everything will be 50%, 50. As goes gasoline and oil and gas, so goes the rest of other products. When you cut the cost of energy, you just cut the cost of energy. Everything follows. Look, you're in an industry, a business, whatever you want to call it, a profession in many cases. Everything follows energy.
I mean, I'm just impressed you have the energy to come up with so many synonyms for business. Did Melania finally get you that thesaurus you've been asking for? Mel, you're not going to believe how many different words they have for business. Industry, profession, trade. That's a good one. Venture, enterprise, pursuit. This thing is awesome. Great, good. Also, I can't believe I have to explain this, but that's not how it works. We sell energy to the global market, and prices for foods we import are similarly set at the global market. Drilling for oil in Texas isn't going to change the price of a banana from Guatemala, unless, of course, when you're drilling for oil, you strike bananas. That changes everything. And I can just say it's such a bummer that drillers only ever strike oil. Imagine how fun it would be for just thousands of bananas to start gushing out of the earth. Daniel Day-Lewis could do his first broad comedy, There Will Be Bananas. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm a banana man. Did we do that whole tangent just so I could do my Daniel Plainview impression? We did. Am I regretting that choice now? I am. I eat your banana. I break it up. The point is, that was the central thesis of Trump's campaign. Bring down energy prices and prices for everything else will fall. And through the first year of his presidency, even as prices for almost everything else rose, there was one price he kept bragging/lying about.
Gasoline is less than $2 in many places, a gallon, which nobody expected to see, but I did. We had yesterday 3 states where oil was at $1.99 a gallon. We have people now getting gasoline for $1.99, $1.96, $1.95, $1.92 yesterday, somebody. I was in a beautiful place called Iowa 2 weeks ago. $1.85 a gallon for gasoline. When I visited the great state of Iowa just a few weeks ago, I even saw $1.85 a gallon for gasoline.
Where'd you see gas at $1.85 on Turner Classic Movies? I just love that thing where he's like $1.97, $1.92, and like we're all impressed he can keep coming up with numbers under $2. $1.93. Also, even if this is real, you know we live everywhere, right? Not all of us can fill up at Crazy Dave's Discount Gasoline in Cedar Rapids or whatever the you saw. Also, you saw it. You want us to believe you were at the pump yourself, filling up the presidential motorcade. There's nothing quite like filling up a tank of gas as you road trip across this great nation. It clears your head, it clears your head. I remember on a long drive coming up with the lines to my now famous poem.
Nothing bad can happen, it can only good happen.
Also, I'm sorry to say once again, Trump's claims about gas prices were wrong.
He spoke of some states hitting $1.99 for gas. The lowest state average today is closer to $2.40. About 100 stations out of about 150,000 stations are below $2.
Only 100 stations out of 150,000 were below $2 a gallon. And of those 100, 98 of them were run by an old man in a tank top who tells teenagers, "I'll fill up your tank, but I wouldn't go up to Murder Lake if I were you." The point is, this was the entire purpose of the Trump presidency, the main thing he got elected on, the main thing he promised to fix, the main thing he bragged about, energy prices. When they go down, it fixes everything, and that's why everything is so awesome right now. This has been a closer... What? It's not awesome right now? All right, well then roll the clip.
As the escalating conflict disrupts critical oil channels, the cost of oil topping $100 a barrel for the first time in almost 4 years, with a gallon of gas now up nearly 50 cents in a week on average across the U.S.
Markets are tumbling right now, and the oil is surging. Price of oil, this is now the biggest oil disruption in history.
Bad news if you drive a car or heat your home, but good news if you've been stockpiling barrels of crude oil at home like I have. Oh, what's that? Wife and children who've been telling me I'm crazy for keeping barrels of oil in our New York City apartment? You're awfully quiet all of a sudden. Maybe we're about to find out Daddy was right about hoarding pogs, too. So Trump's once again betraying the centerpiece of his campaign, bringing down prices. But don't worry, he's got a strategy. Just pretend it's not happening.
Dana, I understand you just got off the phone with President Trump. What did you hear from him?
I asked about rising gas prices, and he said, that's all right. It'll be short term. It'll go way down very quickly. And I said, well, they're pretty high now. And he said, no, they're not. They're up a little bit, not much.
You can lie about many things in American life, but one thing you can't lie about is gas prices. You know why? Because they're on giant signs on the side of the road. Everyone sees it. It's like how I only know the phone number 1-877 Cars for Kids, you know? If I ever get arrested and they give me one phone call, I'm gonna have to call them. Hi, yeah, I don't have a car to give you, but can you guys call Lauren? That was Seth. He just had Cars for Kids call me. And honestly, we should do giant signs for the rest of our politics. There should be huge signs across the country that say felony counts or number of times the president has fallen asleep on live TV. Trump's relearning the same lesson Joe Biden learned. You can't convince people the economy is awesome if they think it sucks. No one's gonna magically change their mind just because Trump tells them he saw avocados 5 for $1 at a farm stand in Shreveport. So the argument is, don't believe your eyes. Prices aren't going up. But his allies in the GOP are taking a different tack. They admit the war is costing us, but say it's worth it.
$1 billion a day. Oil prices up 27% in a week. You've got the president wanting a $1.5 trillion defense budget in 27. The idea that the Pentagon is about to come to you for $50 billion on these strikes to Iran. How are you going to answer?
Best money ever spent.
That's the best money I ever spent. It's the same thing I said to my Meemaw when she yelled at me for getting lip fillers. I don't care what you think. I need to look my best when I audition for the community theater production of Wicked. I, too, can't sing, you old barnacle. I'll tell you what's not defying gravity, your big old saggy bosoms. I'm so sorry, Fox News. I gotta stop taking these Zooms at home. These guys are learning the cost of their reckless intervention in real time. For example, here's how Graham started out on Sunday morning.
We're gonna blow the hell out of these people.
All right, and then later that day, after oil futures began to skyrocket, Graham changed his tune. He tweeted, "Please be cautious about what targets you select. Our goal is to liberate the Iranian people. The oil economy of Iran will be essential to that endeavor." Oh, so now that they're blowing up the oil refineries, you want them to be a little more careful. This is like when those mobsters hired the Joker to kill Batman, but then they were like, whoa, 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 we didn't think you were gonna burn the money too. I think this Joker might be a little crazier than we thought. Trump lied about ending foreign wars, and he lied about bringing down prices, and now those two lies are coming together in his reckless and illegal war with Iran. Prices are surging, markets are tanking, but Trump isn't worried because he won't bear the cost. The rest of us will. For us, bad can happen. But for him,
it can only good happen.
This has been A Closer Look.